Hello, my friends. It is so good to be here with you today. Actually, I just ran across another one of those articles that makes my heart feel a little bit heavy. It was on the homepage of a major news site, and the title was The Stark Reality of What a 1.5 Million Retirement Looks Like in 2026. Whenever I see words like stark reality, I know I am in for a bit of a bumpy ride. I sat down to read it, and honestly, it just did not hold up to the light of day. It falls right into that category of telling you that even if you have saved over $1 million, it is probably not enough. That kind of talk creates so much unnecessary noise and anxiety in our lives. The part that really caught my eye was their math on taxes. They said if you take a 4% withdrawal from a $1.5 million portfolio, that gives you $60,000 a year. So far so good. But then they claimed that after federal taxes, you are only left with $46,800. The moment I read that, I knew we needed to sit down and walk through this together. Because that is just not how our world works. Let us tackle the tax math first. Because it is the most glaring error. If you have your money in a traditional account, yes, withdrawals are taxed as ordinary income, and if you look at the tax brackets for 2026, $60,000 might technically push you into a 22% bracket. But here is where the article falls apart. It assumes you pay that high rate on every single dollar you earn. Our tax system is progressive, which is just a fancy way of saying it is like a set of stairs. Your first dollars are taxed at very low rates, and only the top portion reaches the higher steps. On top of that, we have deductions that make a huge difference in retirement. By the time we reach 65, there are actually 3 layers of protection for our income. First, there is the standard deduction. For a single person, that is $16,100. For a married couple, it is $32,200. Then there is an extra amount just for being over 65, and in 2026, there is even a new senior bonus deduction. If we add all these up, a single person over 65 can protect over $24,000 of their income from taxes entirely. For a married couple, that number jumps to over $47,000, so let us run the real numbers. If a single person over 65 has an income of $60,000, they would actually keep about $56,000 after taxes. Not $46,000 if a married couple has that same $60,000 income, they would keep almost $59,000. That is a difference of about $12,000. That is more room for groceries, for travel, or for just a quiet cup of coffee with a friend. The article just ignored these basic rules, and that is before we even talk about Social Security. Most of us will have Social Security as a warm safety net. Let us imagine a single household where someone gets $2,000 a month in benefits. That is $24,000 a year, plus their $60,000 withdrawal. Now they have $84,000 in total income. You might think this would lead to a huge tax bill, but Social Security is taxed differently. Only a portion of it even becomes taxable. Even with $84,000 coming in, the effective tax rate would be less than 9%. Now imagine a couple where both spouses receive Social Security. Their total household income could be over $100,000, and yet their tax bill would be less than $6,000. That is an effective tax rate of about 5%. It is the complete opposite of the scary picture the news likes to paint. The reality is that most retirees do not just have one single bucket of money. Maybe you have some money in a Roth account where withdrawals are completely tax-free. Or maybe you have a brokerage account with favorable long-term gains. When you stack these different sources together, you end up with a much more flexible and tax-efficient life. Now let us talk about how much you can safely take out each year. The article suggested that maybe a 4% rate is too risky. They even hinted that you should work part-time to get that down to 3%. Now let us talk about how much you can safely take out. I love the idea of working part-time if it brings you joy and a sense of purpose. If you want to stay active and connected to your community, that is a beautiful thing. But telling people they must do it because their portfolio is fragile is just not supported by the data. Most modern research shows that a 4% withdrawal is very sustainable over 30 years. And if you are willing to be just a little bit flexible, maybe spending a bit less during a down market, you could even look at 5%. On a $1.5 million portfolio, a 5% withdrawal is $75,000 a year. That is a big difference from the numbers in that article. Life is rarely a straight line, and our spending usually reflects that. Most people actually spend less as they get older, which naturally builds in an extra layer of safety to your plan. I want to take this one step further and look at a more stressful scenario. Let us say you want to retire early at 55. You have your $1.5 million and you need to bridge the gap until Social Security starts at 62. For those 7 years, your portfolio has to do all the heavy lifting, even in this situation, using a flexible withdrawal rate of about 4.7%. You could have an income of over $70,000 a year once Social Security kicks in at 62. The pressure on your portfolio actually drops significantly. Your withdrawal rate might fall down to around 3.5%, which is incredibly safe for the long run. So even with an early retirement and no other income for 7 years, the math still works. It feels like this article was trying to be clumsy at best and misleading at worst. It ignored the way taxes actually work, it ignored Social Security, and it framed $1.5 million as if it were a tiny, fragile amount of money. In reality, $1.5 million is a massive achievement. It can support a very comfortable and dignified life, one that allows you to breathe easy and enjoy your days. I really struggle with this constant narrative that $1 million is not enough, that $2 million is not enough. It feels like they are moving the goalposts on us just to keep us in a state of fear. Fear is a very loud and distracting emotion, but data is quiet and grounding. When we look at the actual rules of the tax system and the history of the markets, we can see that things are often much better than they seem on the surface. If you do find yourself with a large traditional account, there are gentle things you can do to make it even better. You might consider Roth conversions over time. This helps smooth out your taxes and gives you more control later in life. It is not a problem to be solved with stress. It is just an opportunity to be handled with care. I want you to remember that your worth is not defined by the balance in your bank account. But having that balance can certainly help you sleep better at night. My goal here is always to help you find that sense of calm, to help you filter out the noise so you can focus on what truly matters. It is the energy we use to take care of ourselves and the people we love. So, if you see another headline tomorrow saying you need $5 million to retire, just take a deep breath and remember our talk today. Remember that deductions exist. Remember that Social Security is there. And remember that you are a lot more capable and prepared than the headlines give you credit for. I think we need more conversations that are rooted in reality and kindness. Instead of fear and competition, the journey of saving and investing is a long one, and you should be proud of every step you have taken. Whether you are just starting out or you are close to the finish line, you are doing a great job. It takes a lot of discipline to set money aside for a future version of yourself. It is an act of self-love, and I hope you can see it that way. Instead of just seeing it as a chore or a source of worry, every time you check your accounts, I want you to feel a sense of gratitude for your hard work and a sense of hope for the years ahead. The markets will go up and they will go down. But the fundamental math of a solid retirement plan stays the same. We buy quality, we stay patient, and we let time do the heavy lifting for us. It really is that simple, even when the world tries to make it look complicated. I am so thankful that you spent this time with me today. It means so much to have you as part of this community. If you found some peace in these numbers, maybe share them with someone else who might be feeling a bit anxious about their future. We are all in this together, and we can help each other stay grounded. I will be here every week to share more thoughts and to help you navigate this world of money with a gentle heart. So take care of yourself, keep things simple, and do not let the stark reality headlines steal your joy. You have earned your peace of mind, and you deserve to enjoy it. The sun is still shining, the math is still on your side, and the future is waiting for you with open arms. I am going to go finish my tea now and enjoy a quiet moment. I hope you can find a quiet moment for yourself today too. You have done enough, you are enough, and your future is looking very bright indeed. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye for now, and stay gentle with yourself. It is a long journey, but it is a beautiful one, and we are taking it one step at a time. Thank you for being here. It truly makes a difference, and I am looking forward to our next heart-to-heart. Until then, be well and trust. In the process we have built together, there is so much to look forward to, and I am glad we are on this path together. Goodbye, my friends, and talk to you very soon.